What's one challenge or shift you're currently navigating in your organization or in the sector, and how are you approaching it? What kind of support would help, or what would that look like?
I think that it's the same across the board and not for profit. I mean, we have all this work we want to do, but do we have the capacity and do we have the funds? You can raise funds for projects and initiatives, but we need funds for operations and building the back end. And we don't want to burn our teams out. We want to have the capacity to ensure that one, we pay them a living wage, two, that we have the money to build things properly, that we have recurring income, and that we have the sustainability short and long term. So I think that for us, it's also the opportunity and the funding and the support to reach out to schools and organizations to say, hey, we have this. How do we develop those relationships? Everything takes time and energy and capacity. So we spent a lot of time building things on the back end and the courses and the initiatives and the tools, which cost money. And now we need the capacity to market it. So it comes back to really how do we have the long term funding to ensure we can continue the programs? Our funding models are very unstable. Government grants, they come and
Yeah.
go with different governments and budgets. The pie is getting so much smaller in the not for profit sector in every area, but the need is getting so much bigger. And so, how do we collaborate? How do we co create? How do we raise funds? How do we be impactful and effective? And yet still reach our goals. It's so challenging to attract top talent because in the corporate world, or in the public sector, there's so much, the wages are so much better because people need to pay their bills. So I think that how do we fix that? Working with students and interns and paying them a decent wage, but taking advantage of that, working with educational institutions in their co-op programs, because they're always looking for projects, at least for us, that's one way. Can we collaborate with the other organizations in the not-for-profit sector, which we're doing, to share resources, or we can do this and you can do that, because you can't necessarily afford full-time people in every area, but working on that. And then collaboratively doing fundraising where we do the work 50-50, we split the efforts 50-50. So really looking at different models and different paths forward and strategic collaborations and partnerships with in-kind gifts, financial gifts, and operational gifts. And it's a new model. It's been so competitive for so long. But how do we break those silos down and work together to create collaborations and co-creation, because we can be much more effective, and it's starting to work. We're starting to gain some traction, but everybody's starting to think differently. So how do we do differently? We can't have different results if we do things the same way.